to hear what you think on this question. Serikali ya Kenya all right.
Well, let's see from Philip Karatina. Whatever happened yesterday was not a protest. It was a well-orchestrated plan to paint one region as the root cause of instability. I see everyone nodding right here. Mama Bright kutoka Vasha. Serikali ya Ruto iko so violated, and I believe Ruto angeskiza hao Jenzi, imagine wange cool down, but he's full of madharau na ego mingi. We pray for those who lost their life while protesting. My condolences to the entire family, Mama Bright. Let's see, Alvin, killing Jenzis won't be a solution to any problem. The tribal narrative is past time. No giving up. Someday the country will be freed from this anarchy. Well, that's a message from Lewis. It's Lewis from Kirinyaga County. Thank you so much for watching. We don't feel safe. The people whom we trust to protect our lives, are the ones killing us like animals. Where is justice? Dear God, where did we go wrong? So sad. Is this the independence that our grandparents fought for? Serikali isiue majenzi. I think that's what he wanted to say. Wanandoto sio maadui. Let's get to see Amo. This is Amos from my here. Where are we now? It's like we are in hell. People are getting killed every day and also abducted. This is done by the leaders that we elected with our very own votes. 2027 will be different because it will be very hard for us to determine whom we elect. Well, let's get another feedback, right? There's no more. Well, Miss K, the problem is that the police are still in the era of the 90s where we used to fear even seeing a police in our home. I know that resonates with almost everyone. They should understand that this is a new generation, well-informed, educated, and can speak their minds. Let them change with time. Hashtag Serikali ya Kifua. That's all that we had from the feedback, Miss K.
Thank you, Linda. You know, one of the guys there, Amo amesema, we are in hell. It's funny because, you know, $1 billion shilling church is being built somewhere by someone.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't know. Well, I'd like us to work with stats, yeah? A National Police Service wametoa report saying that 11 deaths have happened after Jana, 567 arrests, 52 officers injured, and 11 civilians also injured. Lakini kwa ground watu wanasema these numbers could actually be more, right? Deaths keep happening, ma'am. Last year, we were talking about 60 plus deaths from 2024. Hapo hatuja count Albert Ojwang, hoja count Boniface Mwangi, all who have been shot by police officers, allegedly. Is it alleged? I don't know anymore. Now, what do you think the message gani inapitishwa hapa as we see police officers just shooting randomly at people? What is the message you think they're trying to tell Kenyans?
First of all, before niseme ile message wana try ku pass. Tunajua polisi wetu ni polisi wa kikoloni, na after Albert tunajua walituonyesha wazi ya kwamba polisi wetu ni waongo. So wakisema ni 50 deaths, inafa una times by 10. Cause waezi tuambia ukweli, lazima kuna vile wanadanganya. So for me, nimesikia pia mkiongea kuhusu dialogues, eh?
Yes.
Mimi nimegrow kwa system ambayo kumekuwa na dialogues mob sana. Watu tumekuwa tukidialogue. And then I feel so much pain sababu staki mtoto wangu na hii generation iko ile recycled pain iko inaendelea. Cause one thing najua, dialogue inakuangania kufanya kustop kupause vitu zisifanyike. Juu pia wameogopa power iliko na watoto. Wanaogopa juu wanajua ini generation iko very clear. iko na clarity, political clarity wako nayo. So ni mi pangu dialogue vile naiangalia, naona wanajaribu kuileta as a tool ya kudelay na kukipato hii busy wa kidialogue, ilhali hakuna mahali tunajua tu hizi dialogue zitaenda. This is the time for action. Si ati tuko na hizo zote tuko nazo, hizo ma reports ziko, akina Ndung'u reports ziko. Our own constitution iko pale and it is very powerful. It's a powerful document. Lakini is there a willingness, a political will to implement what the constitution says? So as a mother, me, and as a person, as a young person who grew up seeing the second liberation na zile vitu walikuwa naitisha, tulizipata, but we don't have the political will ya kuimplement. And it is sad that hii katiba ilipatiwa ule mtu alikuwa naipinga. We knew and we know that Ruto never was not for this constitution. In fact, hata kama akaulizwa, yeye anataka kuimaliza, amekuwa defile every day. So we need to continue rising and articulating and also, you know, invoking that Article 1 of the Constitution, of which they are afraid of it.
So unasema wa Kenya tu waliband. They knew this person was not for something that is actually progressive, and yet they gave him power. Why do you think that is? Why do Kenyans seem to forget so much?
And it's like, and I think the current generation itaenda kubadilisha hizo vitu, because I've seen wale watu wameua, wale watu wameiba, wale watu wabaya zaidi, au ndio wanapigiwangwa kura, na ndio wakisimama kwa podium. Mimi pangu hata naambianga watu, mimi nilishachoka kupigia wanasiasa kura, sababu hata fingerprints zilishanga. Juu hata uwezi question unawe tumikupiganga unapiganga kura. So ile kitu iko ni watu wabadilishe vile tunaenda kupiga kura, because tumekuwa tukipiga kura na emotions, and especially nilisikia Sofia akiongea kuhusu Mount Kenya. Huko ndiko anatoka, anaongea unapologetically. Mount Kenya we need to waangalie jinsi watakavyopiga kura 2027. Watu weke emotions kando. God alitupatia 5 common sense, tuzitumie vizuri ikifika pale kwa ballot.
Common sense, mami. Let me get to you, Mabonga. Yes. Yeah? Mama kiongea anasema gavani kama imepata uoga. Back to the question of the day, would that be the reason why then they're killing Jenzis?
Yeah, first of all, I told you these people are using some tactics to ensure that wamefinyilia our voices, and one of the tactics they are using is to kill the young people, yeah, forcibly, so that the other young people who wants to come out and demonstrate, they can fear. But the other day I told you guys that we no longer fear, because what's there currently to live for? Yeah, kama unaweza kaa kwa nyumba, you are not demonstrating. That 14 young lady, young girl, he was shot na alikuwa kwa nyumba, she wasn't demonstrating. So you find out that the government we are having now, they fear Kenyans, especially with the young people who have our voices. They fear us more than the generation that were there before us, and that's why they are using these tactics to intimidate us. So what we are asking the government currently is that there is no amount of intimidation is going to instill fear in us. We are still going to ensure that we exercise the constitution, and that is Article 37, yeah, whereby if we feel like this government it's so harsh on us, they are doing things that they aren't supposed to be done, then we still have to go out there and air out our anger, articulate our issues.
But Mabonga, we are talking about lives here.
Yes.
You know, these are not just stats. These are actual people dying, yeah? Hakuna njia ingine tunaweza,
tuko na njia tunaweza patana katikati. Unfortunately, hizi njia zote, you find out that these people, they don't value. Last time, the president, he wanted to dialogue with the young people.
Yes.
We gave him a chance to dialogue with us.
The Twitter space?
Yes, the Twitter space. You remember that time, very nice. But this person, he still promised us a lot of things, but he never did anything. Actually, nothing was rectified. In fact, everything now become worse. In fact, hata mimi saizi naona, just pray that God could take us back to 2024. It's better than 2025. Today, as we speak, if you are going to dialogue with this person, remember this person is the same person who promised us stadiums. Saizi ukiangalia stadiums, they are not there. This person is the same person in 2017 June, when they are going for an election, is the same person who asked Kenyans that can you give us the second term, we are going to have a free education from primary to university. But today, as we speak, the university students, we have a lot of university students deferring their studies because everything has been hiked. This is the person who said he is coming there to rescue the mamambogas. The mamambogas out there, they are crying. This is the person who found out that we had Linda Mama. The ladies were going to the hospitals to give birth at no cost. Today you must have almost 50,000, 70,000, 25,000 for you as a lady to go out there and give birth. So you find out that things have become so worse.
And don't forget the 1 million chapatis that he...
1 million chapatis.
Where the children are crying for chapatis.
Yeah, so this person actually, hata afadhali moja alikuwa anapeana maziwa. I'm unlucky I was not there, so I never tasted hiyo maziwa. Lakini someone coming out here kuto promise chapatis, my friend. Like, he doesn't know what we want. We don't want chapati, Mr. President. William Ruto, we as the young people want good governance. Chapati will not solve the corruption issue we are having. Chapatis are not going to solve all these atrocities that are happening on the streets. Chapatis are not going to turn the National Police Service to a better service, because the police officers there, they think they are still in the National Police Force. They are not a force, they are a service, and they need to give us protection. Unfortunately, they are shooting people aimlessly on the streets. Wewe umekaa kwa nyumba, unakaa hivi unawashtukia risasi imeanguka kwa sahani yako. So we are really tired with the government, and that's why we are saying any person who has ever occupied the executive position in the government, they shouldn't give us any reason to elect them. Let them go home. And that's why we as the young people, we are demanding that we forgive all those people to go home.
Okay, as we forgive,
yes.
Mabonga, you are an aspiring youth
yes.
leader. How exactly, what are the strategies you have, yes, to forgive these people?
The strategies we are having, number one, we are doing civic education. Today, as we speak, these people are trying to bring in a tribal narrative on the X platform, the digital platform. Today, my name is Marvin Wanjala Mabonga, but if you go to my official handle, I've called myself Kimani. Marvin Wanjala Mabonga Kimani, to show these people that we are tribeless, because they are trying to profile a certain tribe in such a way that wanasema the Jenzis are being used by certain individuals. No, we are not being used by any person to come out there to speak our voices. You as the government, you are the cause of all these things happening. So what we are doing today to ensure that we forgive these people out, we are calling out the young people to come and vie for these political positions. Personally, I'm vying for an MP, Kimilili constituency. We want every young person who feels like they have the integrity and they know the qualities of good leaders, they come out and vie for these political positions. As we speak, I and some of the young people here, we have been on the ground. We are doing proper civic education and political campaigns. We are going from county to county to ensure that we rally the young people. And that's why even on the digital platform, tunasema siri ni numbers. So we are going out there to demand that these people now, they open their eyes and elect these young people. So by doing campaigns, civic engagement, we are going to ensure that the next general election, vijana wanajitokeza and they cast their vote, knowingly that this vote is going to be counted and it's going to make a change in the country.
Thank you, Mabonga, and all the best.
Thank you.
Let me come back to you, ma'am, before ni rushe huko, because there's another Jenzi ma'am who we'd like to hear from her. We see mothers crying on television. Their sons, their daughters have died. What would be your message to them?
My message first is to empathize with them, because unajua hakuna kitu painful kama mzazi unalea mtoto and then you struggle with your kid. Ile time anafika amesha mature, anafaa kusaidie, then these criminals in uniforms wana decide kuchukua maisha yake. So my message to all the mothers in this country, this is the time that we should rise up. This is the time that we should stand for our kids, because history in this country has shown us when the mothers are on the front line, this battle we are going to win. In 1990, the mothers of the freedom political prisoners, led by Mama Koigi, were there out there standing for their sons who are detained illegally by the dictatorship of Moi. Right. So it's something that history has taught us, that when mothers and the cry of a mother and when women organize, definitely we shake systems. So I will urge all the Kenyan mothers beyond a tribal alignment, because one thing, motherhood doesn't have any tribe. And the way the killings zimekuwa zikifanyika, hazijakuwa zikipagua tribe yoyote, zimekuwa zikiua pande yote. Hakuna ukienda hakuna jamii ama household saizi ya aiombolezi. So how do we turn our grief? How do we turn our pain into a political movement to demand for accountability and to demand for the justice for our children and to stop this bullet and to stop this pain? And also, I think this analogy ya kuambiwa ati that we can reform these police, the police system in Kenya, we can't reform it. It's a colonial police that was entrenched by the colonialists. So for me, I'll say that let us dismantle it. Tuanze kutoka scratch, tutengeneze kikosi ya polisi ambayo itatuwakia, because tumeona ile kikosi tuko nayo haituwakii sisi kama wananchi. Right. Instead of protecting us, ina protect wale ambao wanatuibia, ina protect wale ambao wanatuua. So we need to get that power and we dismantle this police system and we build a police that can work for the people and can protect the people and the women and children of Kenya. Because hakuna vile msichana anaenda kuprotest and then anarepiwa polisi akiona. Kijana mdogo anaenda kuprotest ana akiitwa kwa tu na bendera na maji, and then kuna guns ambao wanapatiwa pesa na serikali wanakuja kuwachapa. No, vitu hazitaendelea hivyo. Enough is enough.
Thank you so much. Enough is enough. Linda, on your side.
Well, in the spirit of having Gen Z mothers in the studio, I'm also joined by another Gen Z mother, Rahab Weru. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Wewe pia ni mzazi wa Gen Z mwenye anakuanga kwa street kila siku. Akitoka nyumbani hivi unajiambia aje? Ama hiyo spirit ilitoka kwa madhe?
I tell you, my name's Rahab Weru. I am a pastor.
Oh.
I preach in this city. And I am a member of a group called Power of Prayer. I will not deal now with the church. I will deal with that group because it's the one which has sent me here. The Power of Prayer. Our altar is in this city. And can I tell you where I sit? Our agenda today, tomorrow, and next year and forever is about Jenzi. Because I want to answer everybody, starting with our president, with the word of God. Because the word of God took him to this State House. I have a problem. I'm a mother of Millennia and Jenzi. I took the word of God and said, when the righteous are on the throne, people rejoice. When the wicked are on the throne, people mourn. So I sold that narrative to everybody I could meet. I used to wear yellow throughout, even when I'm preaching in the church, because you are not supposed to say which side you are in. I used to dress in yellow to make sure I put the righteous on the throne. I cannot answer that question now to say whether the righteous are on the throne. I just leave it to people to answer themselves. For now, I want to address my president as a general. We call ourselves general in that prayer group. I want to address him that, to ask himself. Jesus asked his disciples, who do people say I am? I want the president to take the people who are honest, to ask them, who do people say I am? There is also one thing I want to talk about the Bible. These young people are very good people. I deal with them. I have a team of boys who do football. Mimi, I preach to Jenzi. Naitangwa pastor wa majesi wa majeshi huku kwetu pahali natoka. Na wamenituma niwasalamie.
Tunasalimika.
Yes, and then the girl who was killed comes from Kiambu. And they sent me, and we passed condolences to every person whose child was killed. The women ourselves, we are taking the same Bible, which we took to bring this government to State House. The Bible says, thou shalt not kill. Are you killing? The Bible says there are seven things God hates. And those are the things which are ruling this country. The naughty eye, the lying or tongue, the shedding of blood, na kuwekelea watu maneno. That is what is running this country. The Bible also says, Isaiah said, I am a man of unclean lips. Do we have unclean lips, people, readers here? We are men of unclean lips. We have them here. So that is, I'm answering them with the Bible. These young people are going to the streets. What did Bartimaeus do? Bartimaeus was on the road. And he said, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on him. And the disciples were stopping Bartimaeus. Bartimaeus shouted a little more. That is what these Jenzis are doing. They are shouting a little more. They are coming and shouting a little more. And Jesus heard Bartimaeus and came to Bartimaeus and told them, bring Bartimaeus. I am talking to my president. Could you listen to this Bartimaeus? People are stopping you to listen to them.
Yeah.
Could you listen to them? And these are very good people. The other thing, I will answer you with the same Bible. The young, God is a God of generation. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You cannot stop a generation to take over. Kipchoge used to be a Kipchoge. Can he be a Kipchoge now? He had to hard button. So we are harding buttons, even as preachers, to these people, to these Jenzis.
They may inject. I will still come back to you. I'll still come back to you. Let me get from Jared as well. When you hear mom talking like that, she's a parent to Gen Z, and you being a Gen Z, what runs to your mind? Does this give you hope? And you feel like this generation is united now?
Thank you very much, Linda. First, a lot have been said since we started here.
Yes.
And I think before maybe I come to Mom here, and now that she's a spiritual figure amongst us here, I may respond to one or two or give my views. I think the big question today was, who is killing the Gen Z? And why are they being killed and for what? Young people and our nation, we must agree that we're in a wrong trajectory. The Gen Z on the street were always sandwiched between two people, a rogue police and a sent gun. And the next question comes, who sends the gun to attack the young people on the street? Because you're sandwiched. You don't have any crude weapon to defend yourself, as you have always been on the street. We must agree, where we are sitting here, that the state itself or other rogue politicians, or the rogue class who want control the political space without us getting into it, have always maneuvered their ways. You will remember June last year, 2024. The first protest was very peaceful until Rex Masai was killed. I think subsequently we have seen the change in tactics being applied. And these are the tough questions that we, the young people of Kenya, need to ask ourselves. Who is sponsoring the guns? Some of them are known. Why can't we call them by names? Second, we have institutions that need to take these people or take the responsible guys accountable. What are they doing about it? Are our institutions not working for us? Second, on the police. The rogue police, let me say, I believe that there's one or two police officers who still have their consciousness that at the end of the day, I am a parent.
Fighting for them.
Yes, I am a parent, I am a brother, I am a sister. But again, that we are not only fighting for ourselves, we are fighting for the police. We know how they live, their welfare. So there's a question that
Briefly.
Mom said there on the police and us dismantling it completely in completion. We had enough reforms. The most latest one was spearheaded by the Chief Justice Emeritus Maraga on the police reforms. We are asking ourselves here, we are sitting here, are we having a Kiganjo syllabus which is friendly to our police service officers, or are still using the Kiganjo syllabus which was used by the colonizers? Two on the police. brutality. The reasons we are asking ourselves here on their welfare. There's someone who is living in a mabati, how do we call it, in the kaunda, where there's that at a Syria wana. This person is coming to the street frustrated. We know that their payslip has been invaded, so they are frustrated. They are having there coming to the street.
Hold that thought. We need to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Keep it here at K24 TV.
Kameme TV, muthegi wa ruriri.
Kiumia giki tabarĩra-inĩ ya Kayũ ka mũrĩmi tũrarongoreria ũgethi wa maĩ kana water harvesting.
Maĩ nĩ mageraga na mabarabara kana makanyitwo nĩ mabati magaitĩka thĩ magathiĩ makora. Rĩu ũgethi wa maĩ tũgeragia kũnyita maĩ mau tũkũmahifadhi handũ ta ndemu-inĩ ta ĩno nĩguo mahote gũcoka gũtũmĩka. Ndemu ĩno nĩ ya lita 500,000. Ũguo ndemu ĩno tũngĩtua kuga in terms of volume nĩ matangi 50 marĩa manene tuga ma 10,000 liters.
Gũkũ kwarĩ kũndũ very dry, ona kũndũ ona shade gũtiakoragwo. Why here? Tondũ ũndũ ũmwe nĩ nyonete atĩrĩrĩ, gũkũ irio nĩ ithiaga na ihenya mũno. Ndingĩrĩra gũkorwo ndĩ gũkũ tondũ nĩ nyonete bata wa gũkorwo wĩna maĩ na gũkorwo rutarĩ twĩna ndamũteo. Mũrĩmi no ndĩmũrie eke research yake kwanja. Ũrĩmi nĩ ũndũ ũrĩ mbeca, wĩna mbeca andũ matige gwĩtĩkĩra ũrĩmi. Ũrĩmi ũkĩrĩte nginya sometimes kwandĩkwo wabici-inĩ.
Nyitanĩra na ithuĩ nĩgetha tũmenye kũgetha maĩ na to kũmenya kũmagetha nĩ kũmenya kũmahũthĩra na gwĩkĩra mbeca mĩhuko.
Ithuĩ tũtigweterera mahiga mamũinĩre nĩ amu tũkũmũgoca o rĩu twĩna hinya na mĩhũmũ. Gĩkĩ nĩkĩo kĩgoco. Ũkai rĩu na ndarama ona ciĩgamba nĩ amu nĩ tũmũreheire kĩgoco gũkũ gwa Kameme TV. Nĩ tũnyitanĩre o mũthenya wa gatano kwanja thaa 4 cia ũtukũ na mũthenya wa kiumia kwanja thaa 9 cia hwaĩ-inĩ. Kĩgoco live bar nĩ tũmũgoce ta Daudi nginya cioke. Kameme TV, muthegi wa ruriri.
Pain Past ino nĩ ndawa njerũ ĩna paracetamol ĩrĩa ĩratigĩrĩra nĩ ya kũninĩra ruo na mĩtũkĩ nĩ ũndũ wa ũrĩa mũmuthũkaga na ihenya. Pain Past ĩrutaga wĩra o ndagĩka nyinyi. Mũtukanio wayo ũteithagĩrĩria kũruta wĩra narua na nĩ horeru mũno mwĩrĩ-inĩ. Pain Past, health is wealth.
And welcome back to Jenzi Manifesto, where from yetu ni kuongea itutoke. Before we went on that short commercial break, Jared was telling us about the syllabus ya Kiganjo. So sijui kama ilibadilika ama bado ni hiyo. What were you saying?
Okay. I think that's where I stopped.
Yes.
It was a comma.
Briefly though.
Briefly. We must agree that after the PEV 207-208, there were reforms which were made. And we will agree with me here that the reforms in our Constitution 2010, we have the police service. In fact, NPS has been popular after the death of Ojwang or the assassination of Ojwang. But in actual and on the ground, it is still a force. And that's why we are questioning their training document that they are using, the Kiganjo syllabus. I think on 3 points that I just want to make across very fast because there's no time. One, of on the dialogue. Dialogue, we must agree. After every war, people must sit down and reconstitute how the institutions are going to operate. And when dialogues are called, we must go on these dialogues with good political will and on good faith. We must agree in as much that we want to dismantle the
Dialogue
second
with who, though?
liberators. That's the question coming to. The second liberators. We had Gitovi Manyara. We had Abuya Buya. We had Senior Council Mata Karua. We had Elamolo Dinga, James Sorengo. We must agree here, comrades, young people, that we can't wish them away. We have the gains for second liberation because of the sweat, the sacrifice that they made. That's why that maybe there are areas that we may disagree with them, but we must approach them respectfully. Number two, is the Passaris bill.
The last one.
The last one.
Yeah.
On the Passaris bill. It's the Passaris bill, that's individual and private bill, I'll put it that way. It's not a collective bill. I am Jared Oye from ODM party. She was supposed to drop it.
Yes.
And even the party I'm coming from distanced itself from that bill. It was a draconian bad bill. And those are some of the gains that we as a political party, we have made that we are going to protect with all our lives.
When you
with
say
our
we,
sweats.
who?
The ODM party. The ODM party. So when Esther Pastor as individual brings a bill that we are not supporting as a collectively, we must insist ourselves, and we did that as a political party, ODM party.
Thank you so much. That was your type. Let's get it from you as well. Ukisikia hivyo venye Jared amewaka moto, what do you think? What do you make of this conversation, especially talking about nani anaua Gen Z? Is it that the police have not been trained enough ama wametrainiwa kuwa uncivilized?
Well, first, my name is Moses Maina. I'm an aspiring member of Parliament, Mwea. And on that note, yesterday Mwea was one of the towns that were vandalized. And there's a lot of damage that happened there. I was collecting intelligence as an aspiring member, and I was told people were ferried there as early as 4 a.m. And these people, the ones that were, the people managed to arrest, they couldn't even speak Kikuyu. That means they were not even from that area. They couldn't even identify their faces. Therefore, the government, it is clear that it is the government that is creating this. It is the government that is ferrying these people to come and loot businesses. It is the same government that is killing us, the young people. And therefore, at this juncture, I feel like, in as much as we are protesting, Linda, we also need to employ another strategy. And the strategy that I would, according to my opinion, that would like to employ is what we call economic boycott. Because in as much as we are protesting, we are funding this. How? These politicians own hotels here. These politicians own clubs here. These politicians, the government expect to generate revenue and tax from, parastatals like Safaricom and the likes. Therefore, as the young people and the Kenyan people as a whole, we need to start economic boycott. Let's stop buying from their clubs. Let's stop buying from their hotels. Let's unsubscribe from Safaricom. Let's those local banks. Let us withdraw money there and use cryptocurrency. It has come. It is in our era.
Yes,
with that, we will dry their source of money. We will dry those events that Akina Ruto make and through proxies to get money. We'll dry those money that they will use to fund these goons. And therefore, when we dry where they are getting their money, they will panic. And when they panic, it is now that time that they will now realize, these guys are serious. And that is the only way we can be able, as we continue with protest, let us also, as those people who are doing civic education, let us also, sensitize our people about this economic boycott, because I feel that that's a tool that we can use and ensure that we drive these politicians pocket, because kiburi ndio mingi, because mtu anajua akona club fulani itaingisha pesa yake jioni. Hiyo ndio kiburi yako nayo, anatu
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, umesema imekutoka. Niambie yako ikutoke. Especially keeping in mind that we are talking about nani anaua Gen Z.
Ni William Ruto. Ndo anaua Gen Z. Nimejibu swali venye na style. I am Kelvin Saitoti Naikuni. I am a serious Kenyan citizen, and we are not playing around with the government. So who is killing Gen Z? Okay, we've already said it is William Ruto who is killing Gen Z. So why are they killing Gen Zs? Because Gen Zs have refused to kneel down. Wamekataa kupiga magoti, wamepigana na sisi, wamepigana na majenzi. Wanaua leo wanadhani kesho hawatatokea. Ama you think because you killed people on Sabasaba they won't come again. They killed people on 25th of June last year. They still came back this year. So killing is not going to be an option. You're not going to stop these people from fighting you, from telling you that you're stealing, from telling you that their future is under siege. these people are actually telling you genuine concerns, honestly. You are a parent. If it is true, you are a parent. But you don't portray anything about parenthood.
What strategy then should be
What
put in
strategy?
place? Yeah.
No, I had a question saying ati kama protest, tuendelea na protest and all. We've not been doing just protests. Saizi ukiingia kwa X, saizi trending number 1 is something hiyo ya Kikuyu. We are all Kikuyu. It's an online protest. Why? Because they are trying to push a tribal narrative to a generation that has refused to be bought through tribalism. They've always known that the only way to mobilize youth or people in Kenya is only using tribes. Lakini walishtuka last year wenye waliona
Mko tribe.
Yeah, watu wametokea hata si tribe imewaleta, ni shida zao zimewaleta hapa nje. So that is what is scaring them. So they are trying to whip the emotions, inakata. We've not done hiyo peke yake. People are going to court. Yo 1.2 billion ya State House, ya church. Someone is already in court stopping that. So we are doing a lot of things, and we are still preparing for 2027 elections. We are not joking.
Okay.
We have a lot of things, and they are going to see it. We are coming. I've always said we are coming, and we are coming, William Ruto.
Mnakuja kweli. Yeye amesema na imemtoka. Niambie yako ikutoke.
Thank you. My name is Naomi Mesati, and personally, I would like to take the constitutional direction in addressing this issue. The question tonight was, mbona mnaua Jenzi?
Yes.
And we really need to address this from the Constitution, because the Constitution is there to protect us. The wisdom of the Constitution is that the collective, the general collective, that the common mwananchi, when they come together and make a decision, it is usually right. That is the genius of the Constitution. So when we see that the police are in the street killing citizens, and they tell us openly that they have instructions from above to kill us, they have the permission, it has been granted. It is very despicable, to say the least. So you see, the first thing that we need to understand, that the police, that the government needs to understand, is that the right to life is non-negotiable. According to Article 26, Section 1, which is a clause that is founded on Chapter 4, the Bill of Rights of the Constitution of Kenya, every person has the right to life, and the only way that this right to life can be deprived is when you look at Section 3 of the same article. It says that a person shall not be deprived of life intentionally except when it is authorized by law. And we have seen in Kenya, we don't even have hangmen anymore, so we don't kill people. You're just sentenced to life.
But even as you're speaking about the law is in place, but we see the way the law has been disregarded. But then what should you do as Jenzi to ensure that these laws are followed to the letter? Or what else? What other alternatives do you think will work if they are not following the Constitution?
I don't think that taking para-constitution means is the best route, given that you cannot disregard the Constitution and expect for it to protect you. So myself, I would still go for the rule of law. I would still go for the rule of law any day, any time.
With a government that doesn't ensure this rule of law is followed.
That's why we have the courts. Yeah.
Do you still believe in courts?
To a great extent, yes.
Yes.
Seeing as, you see, when Ruto came up and said, oh, I'm going to build a church of 1.2 billion, there's so many things that he has said, that his cronies have said, that have been stopped by the courts. That is why the government has systems that ensure that we have checks and balances. He is not an ultimate, he is not the ultimate leader. He is not a dictator. We have other voices that keep him in check. So yes, I do have faith in the courts.
Wow, well argued.
The second thing I would like to talk about is
briefly, though,
that the police are not above the law. We may not catch you now, but we have records. And we keep filming you people when we are on the streets. We take recordings, and it appears as if we have forgotten. We will come for you. I saw somebody say that we may take you to ICC, but we will not live to see you being prosecuted there. Guess what? You are not going to kill all of us. If we don't live to see you, our children will, our grandchildren will. Kenya is not a a small country where we have 10 people that you can easily kill. You kill one, 10 arise. You kill one, 10 arise. And it's something that the government needs to learn. For every time that they have killed one Jenzi, 10 come up. 10 people say enough is enough, and 10 people take to the streets. So unless they have a machinery that is going to kill everybody, and the country remains with Ruto and his cronies and his buddies and his brother Nusumkate, all these people.
Thank you. I would love to ask
unless those
you.
are the only people who are going to remain in the country, they better know that we'll be there to see them prosecuted at the ICC.
Hey. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well argued. Let me come back to Mom, especially when it comes to, when you listen to the Gen Z speaking, what comes to your mind, especially when you see the vision they have?
Rinda, I know these people, even in the Bible, they have said themselves, they don't want to be bribed. As I was going through my Bible, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they said hawatakula chakula ya king. And this is what these Gen Zs have said. And I support them totally. One thing I want to tell you, Rinda, that we mothers, we are behind these people. I talk to mothers. I've been talking to them. We are feeling the pain. We are feeling the pain of Albert. We feel the pain of that child who was killed. We are feeling the pain because we are the people who go to Rahab Weru. So we know these people, they are going to win the battle. Because the battle belongs to the Lord. And can I tell you, we ladies, we are on our knees. Like me, I don't sleep because, you know, my daughter is in front line. So anytime I'm calling, I hear the phone is ringing, then I put it down. I never sleep. Hiyo woga, ndio tumewekewa woga. We foughted. We woke up very early in the morning. We foughted. But now, instead of rejoicing, we are all afraid. The other thing I want to say is this. Let them move forward. Let them move forward. The Bible says the young people are the ones who took leadership. Yes, Jeremiah, Jesus, David, all those. And David was made a king when people were on the throne. And now I wanted to address the MPs and everybody that these are kings. They have been anointed when you are on the throne. 2027, I know God is going to turn tables, overturn until you give it to the right person. I just want to tell the president, please, I used to call you my brother when I was persuading people. It was fought for my brother. My brother, I'm calling you. Listen to these young people.
Thank you so much.
I rest my case.
She drops mic. Allow me to just get one more sentiment before we get back to you, Ms. K. Umesikia venye madhe amesema?
Yeah, nimesikia vile madhe
Has the spirit been stirred inside?
Thank you so much, Mom. I think she's the only one who is very much spiritual here. And according to
how do you know?
according to how she's speaking, it has instilled some form of understanding to us that even the Constitution itself stipulates that if you see at the preamble, it says that we, the people, that part, it acknowledges how God is supreme to the people and how the people have been given the mandate to give powers to their leaders. Before I continue, my name is Valdano Vincent. Valdano Vincent from Westlands constituency. I'm also vying from that area. And whatever that has been seen and experienced in this nation, tumeona ya kwamba the government is trembling on its boots. And that is to show us that we as the people, we have given the government a very stressful and sleepless nights, because the government cannot continue to lead people and continue to kill them. Who are these people who are killing these people, its citizens? They are the leaders that we have continued to choose, the leaders that we have continued to put our trust in. But now they have failed us. They have gone to the parliament. They have forgotten their roles and responsibilities. But again, we are asking ourselves, where are we failing as a nation? Where are we heading to? And now you see, when leaders are going to the, are continuing to orchestrate killings, these are the same leaders that we are not supposed to actually recycle each and every election year, because we the people have the power to change, and we believe, if we believe in change, then we can also do things right according to the constitution.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my amazing panelists. I wish we had more time to speak about this conversation. Yes. Yes, he has spoken.
I am sorry. Move
Thank
on.
you so much. We truly appreciate. We had a mother, a Jenzi mother right here, and Jenzi's. And that's all that we had for you here at Jenzi Manifesto. My name is Linda Koskei. See you again next Tuesday. Good night.
All
Back to you.
right. Thank you so much, Linda. Now, number 2, to scare your final thoughts and recommendations as we close the show tonight.
My final thoughts is that first of all, this goes to the young people. The young people of this nation, we are more than enough to take any person home if we mean it, especially if they are not doing anything good for us. We are more than 15 million who are above the age of 18. And I'm calling upon the young people who have attained the age of 18 to ensure that they register their national IDs and they take votes so that we can take these people home.
Thank you.
Otherwise, to the government,
right.
Mr. President, every now and then, you are acting as if you are not listening to us. This time round, as we said, we are no longer going to have a conversation again because you have been lying to us in our eyes. What we are going to do, we are going to come out in large numbers, as I told you, to take you home. I believed last year I told you we'll take you home, but we are no longer going to take you home. We are going to ensure that you are prosecuted for the atrocities you've done to this country. So, Mr. President, ukiendelea kukaa pale State House ukikula samaki alafu sisi huku tunakula kama samaki, we are still coming there.
Thank you, Mabonga. Ma'am, your final thoughts?
My final thought is to remind this regime that it may steal our peace, but it is not going to steal the courage that we have. And also to remind them that when they attacked women who are the sole embodiment of this nation, they declared war. There are certain red lines, even when states and nations are going into war, that you don't cross. You don't attack women, you don't attack children, and you don't kill them, and you don't attack refuge centers. And when they did that on Sunday, they declared war on women bodies. And I'm urging the Kenyan women to reclaim back our power and turn that pain into a movement and turn that pain into power and take this nation back into our hands. Because this regime has shown us that it is a criminal regime that is ruling us as bandits. We are not bandits, and we are going to reclaim back our country for the future of our kids and for the future of our generation to come. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ma'am. Thank you, Mabonga. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. We really appreciate you. Now, as we close the show tonight, here are my 2 cents. And when the police officers shouted, "Sir, yes, sir," in unison while being addressed by their Mkubwa CS Murkomen, some of us thought it was simply protocol. But then he went ahead to advise them to shoot whoever seems to leta kichongumu kwa kazi by seemingly threatening the lives and properties of the officers. And since the men in uniform are known to follow orders from above, they did exactly that on Sabasaba and went ahead to extend the perimeters of the orders given. 'Cause tell me why. They found it fit to shoot aimlessly at peaceful protesters. Tell me why their stray bullets found people in their own homes, the homes they demanded we go back to after denying citizens entrance into the CBD to continue working normally as they directed. Tell me why one of the officers is on record saying, "Niko na ruhusa ya kukuua. Leo utalala kwa fridge." Again, The good errand boys in uniform who agree to do dirty work for the men above, proving that utumishi kwa wote dangerously turned to uwaji kwa wote. Looters did the looting, police did the shooting, peaceful protesters again became the victims. And what does the head of state have to say about all this so far? Of course, the president blames the devil and Pepombaya as usual. Probably one of the reasons why he's building a 1 billion shilling church in his temporary home, State House, so that he and his selective clergy can have a proper space ya kukemea this Pepombaya inayosababisha vurugu, mali kuharibika, michafuko na fujo. See, these are the perks of having a staunch Christian president. How lucky are we Kenyans? Now, as the court decides the essence of this church on State House grounds, as the police decides whether they'll continue being sycophants or not, as Pasaris decides what other diabolical bill to sponsor, my fellow young people, ask yourselves, what are we truly fighting for? And can this be done without bloodshed? You see, they clearly have no problem shooting. But why give them the satisfaction? They keep using 1980 tactics on us and we seem to keep falling victim. I mean, come on. It's 2025. What other strategies can this smart generation apply? The system may be against the people. There may be loopholes in the judiciary, but those same loopholes can work for the people. We just need to figure out how. And to the government, don't be the Goliath who underestimated the strength and strategy of a young king whose only weapons were a string and a stone. I rest my case. My name is Miss Kahira, and this has been the Jenzi Manifesto. See you next Tuesday, same time, same place. Good night.
Kameme TV, Muthegi wa Ruriri.
Na kisha moja kwa moja mtazamaji, basi na